Clean, clear truth sorts out the wrong from the right. You and your...
Welcome, my friends, again to another episode of Flashpoint Radio. I am your host, Jay-Z, coming to you recorded live on Ash Wednesday, February 22nd, 2012. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Flashpoint Radio, Facebook.com/Flashpoint Radio, and subscribe to me in the YouTube window. Before I want to get started, I want to say to all of you followers of Jesus Christ, happy Ash Wednesday to you. I hope you realize the importance of this. This is the beginning of Lent, and it is to prepare our hearts for Jesus Christ. I personally enjoy the midweek services because it gives me a little extra praise and worship and helps me to get prepared for what Easter really means. It was the day and the series of events that freed us from death and sin. One man, the Son of God, decided to take upon himself the sins of the entire world, past, present, and future. And because of that, we can be free and live an everlasting life. So without that, I have nothing. So before my country, my family, my liberty, my love for all that is reality, I have a love for my Savior Jesus Christ, and I want to shout it to the world as much as possible. I thank Him because without the everlasting life that comes from His grace, there is no true liberty because we will always be slaves from death. But after that quick little religious interlude, I want to get right into our topic of discussion for today, and that would be science and technology gone wild. We're going to start out in Denver, and this is a follow-up, an update to a story we did a week and a half ago, I believe, about a girl in high school that got suspended. Two girls got suspended. One had some trouble breathing during gym class. Her friend let her borrow her inhaler, and they were both suspended. Well, update, the girl who had the breathing problems and used the inhaler, asthma inhaler, has been expelled. Yes, I said it, expelled. The girl who let her borrow the inhaler was not expelled. She is on some sort of ultra super secret probation where if she does anything else, she will be expelled. But her father fought to keep her in school, and that seemed to work. But the girl who did not fight, who did not put up a fuss, has been expelled. It's just another case of our government and our tax dollars going to punish us. And, government being able to do something that we can't. The problem is the young lady, McKinney, her last name is McKinney, first name Alyssa. Alyssa McKinney was the girl who let her borrow the inhaler. The sad part about it is this. This is her quote from this story from CBS Denver. Quote, "The lesson that I learned from this is not to help people because helping people is just going to get yourself in trouble. Thank you, government. Thank you, authority, for turning another adolescent into a hateful creature who doesn't want to help anyone. Like we need any more of those." But we're going to move on. We're going to naturalnews.com, a very good resource that you should all be using when it comes to your personal health and your well-being. It has a vast array of information about all kinds of things. Mike Adams is the editor, and this comes from him. Headline, "Pasteurized milk 150 times more contaminated with blood, pus, and feces than fresh milk. Videos the CDC won't show you." Just today, the CDC decided to report and put out a report that stated raw milk is 150 times more dangerous than pasteurized milk, when in actuality, pasteurized dairy is produced in the dirtiest milk factories imaginable. The whole point of pasteurization, people, is to kill everything that might be alive in the ultra-dirty milk. It is not to make milk safe, but simply to allow the dairy industry to operate dirty. Raw milk was healthy 60 plus years ago and going back in time, and now since giant milk manufacturers and giant dairy companies can't compete with the people that want the fresh milk, well, they have to send SWAT teams to Amish farmers and shut them down, and SWAT teams to co-ops in California to shut them down. Just start page, federal government raids milk, raw milk producers, and you'll see it. It is not a joke. Moving right on, another loving our science. Scientists love us, and government funding these scientists, they just love us. Headline from the Daily Mail over in England. Test tube burgers could hit kitchens this year after scientists create meat with taste of quarter pounder. Prototype burger will cost 220,000 pounds to produce. And from the creator Mark Post, he says it will look, feel, and it is hoped taste like a regular quarter pounder. The claim is that it's more sustainable than normal cows. So in lieu of becoming a vegetarian or finding some other environmentally friendly way to get your meat, let's grow our meat in test tubes. Sounds healthy, sounds delicious. Read the article, you won't believe it. Moving right on, another story out of the UK. This comes from the Independent. Headline, experts fear diseases impossible to treat. This is another headline story that I see over and over about antibiotic-resistant diseases. This is focusing on the bacteria E. coli. Before it was always MRSA and some other bacteria or antibiotic resistant strains, but now it seems there's E. coli, which is a bacteria, and another a whole slew of other things that are resistant to antibiotics. Why? Because the medical industry and your doctor prescribes antibiotics for everything. Overprescription, following your doctor's order, not trusting your own body's healing powers leads to this. It leads to nature and diseases going around man and creating things that we cannot fight. This is a very big, dangerous thing to watch. If there's an antibiotic-resistant strain of bacteria or infection that spreads, how are you going to fight it? Well, you can fight it by being healthy, checking out natural news, finding out what's the best way to keep your diet and to flush toxins from your system. Just be up on your knowledge, people. Do your own research. Your doctors don't care about you. They care about the money that comes in from the pharmaceutical companies, because that money pays for your copays pay for their insurance bills. Their golf trips and their cars are paid for from the pharmaceutical companies. Question them. I'm not saying don't go to your doctors and don't trust your doctors, but just question them. Ask honest questions that are tough for them to answer, and do your own research. The internet is here for a reason, people. Check the links below in the description and learn for yourself. Moving right along, this is a great futuristic story from MSNBC. Headline, robotic bees pop up in swarms from flat sheets. Swarms of tiny robotic bees may soon be springing to life from finely machined sheets of material in a newly designed manufacturing process that combines pop-up book simplicity with intricate high-tech origami. This opens the door to mass production of all kinds of insect-sized robots and other tiny electromechanical devices. So when the government needs something to fly around with a camera and watch you, look at this. This thing builds itself. Check the link below. It's this little tiny, it's a little bit bigger than a penny, and it actually forms itself into a flying insect, robotic flying insect. Have you seen Star Wars, where the clones just build themselves and create an army that goes against humans and the Jedi? This is happening, people. Technology is lapping us. We're walking around the lap, doing a 12-minute mile walk, and technology is just lapping us. While the people that run the show, the New World Order, and the people that actually have their finger on technology, they're just laughing and going, these people don't know what's going on. They think Google and Facebook are the height of technology. People, we had drones, unmanned drones in the 70s. The government ain't telling you jack. If you think what the government's telling you is all they're doing, you're insane. And as an example, we're going to move on to this final article of the day from Infowars.com. Headline, revealed U.S. government program secretly injected citizens with plutonium and uranium. Began back in 1945. An employee at the Oak Ridge nuclear facility, an Eb Cade, was in a car wreck. He got brought in. He survived. And while the doctors decided that they were going to use him as a test tube against his will, he did not give his consent to do this, so they injected him with plutonium. 4.7 micrograms of plutonium on April 10th in 1945. It's unknown who exactly ordered the program within the U.S. government, as they have managed to disassociate themselves with the entire nefarious program, along with infecting the the black fighter pilots with syphilis, infecting Guatemalan children in South America with many types of diseases, syphilis and other STDs, injecting hookers with STDs in South America to see the spread of these things. This was just one person, and sadly, Mr. Cade was not the last test experiment. 3 human experiments followed. They injected the following 3 patients were all cancer patients seeking treatment. Instead of treatment, the patients were injected with deadly plutonium in order for government scientists to see the effects. They were cutting samples from people's bones, taking their teeth out to study them, all in the name of the greater good. This group think that the government is just trying to help us. Or maybe the government is just doing its own research to see what the best way to kill us is without us finding out. If they can give us something that gives us cancer and blame it on something else that they didn't do, like say the sun giving us cancer, or something we're getting in our environment that's already here giving us cancer, well, then they're free and clear. People, wake up. Your government doesn't care about you. Your government doesn't love you. Rick Santorum doesn't care about real American values and constitutional principles. Mitt Romney is Barack Obama. People, Ron Paul is the closest thing we'll ever get to a founder, the closest thing we'll ever get to an honest politician. And if you are not looking at Ron Paul, if you are not supporting him, then what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why are you playing this two-sided game where you can only have black or white? You can only have vanilla or chocolate. Don't you want strawberry every once in a while? How about Neapolitan? Guess what? There's more than 1 or 2 answers to other questions. We all have our own opinions, and we can't look at the greater good or public opinion as something that should guide our principles. We should look individually at ourselves and make up our own minds. And to make up your own minds, you have to do your research. Watching this show is part of doing your research. I appreciate you watching me. I'll see you back next time on Flashpoint Radio. Jay-Z saying, peace out, God bless, and keep your eyes to the sky.